Welcome to another episode of Power BI on data analysis. Today we are going to talk about Power Query operations, okay? Power Query operations, some tricks, some hacking tricks in Power Query. There are some tools we don't pay attention to, and these tools are very powerful. So on today's episode, we are going to dive into some of these tools and how they work. So Power Query operation is very deep. So first, what is Power Query? Power Query in Power BI is a data transformation tool that connects to various sources used to clean and reshape data. Okay, let's learn some transformation on a data. So let's get to it. Okay, this is our Power Query editor. So on today's Power Query, we are going to talk about information. Okay, let's go to our transform, and then we have what we call information, as you can see from our ribbon bar. Okay, now in this information, we can do a lot here, a lot. So now, what this information means is that we have what we call is even, and we have what we call is odd. Now, we apply is even on our movie ID, okay? So what this does is that is used to check for an even or odd condition on a column. So right now, I have my movie ID selected. Now, to confirm if there is an even number in this column, is going to give me a condition of true or false. Let's check it out. So now I'm going to click on is even. Okay, as you can see, we have false and we have true and we have false and we have true. So if we apply is even on our movie ID column, it shows us true or false value. So this is how we transform column to true or false based on is even condition. So this is how even work. Okay, so that's how even work. Now let's talk about odd. Okay, let's talk about odd. They have similarity. Okay, now let's use our language ID, for example, and we move to our information and we click on is odd. Remember, I said is used when we want to check even or odd condition on a column, which means a true or false condition. So if we apply is even or is odd on our language ID, what this does is that it shows us a true or false value. Okay, so now let's click on is odd. Perfect. As you can see now, we have true, true, and we have false. So basically, this is how we transform column to true or false based on its odd condition. So these are powerful tricks, okay? They are conditions we use based on what we want to achieve. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Okay, let's talk about rounding. Okay, this option is quite useful to round our numbers. Okay, so when you click on rounding, we have three options. We have what we call round up. So what round up does, it will round to uppermost whole number values. Okay, now let's give an example. I'm going to click on round up now. And what we are going to see is that it's going to approximate numbers to higher levels. This is an example. We have 8.4 and round up, we approximately to 9. Like I said, it's going to round up to uppermost whole number. So that is how round up work. Okay, so now let's move to the next one. Now we are going to talk about round down. Okay, click on it, we have round down. So what this does is that it will round down to lowermost whole number, okay, as a value. So let's click on it. So we have 8.4. So what are we going to get? We have 8. So we have 7, we have 6. So it won't approximate the number, it's going to keep the number to a lowermost whole number value. Okay, that is how it works. Now let's move to the next one. We have ordinary round. So what it does is that round will show options to select how many decimal places we want to round. Suppose we choose 2, then it will round to 2 decimal places with the closest value. Okay, let me choose 0. So we see a whole number. Okay, let's talk about format. What do we use format for? Okay, let's click on our format, and from here we can see lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each word, trim. Okay, let's start with capitalize each word. So what this does is that first letter will be capitalized. Okay, let's talk about trim. What trim does is that it removes white space. And let's talk about clean. What this does, it removes non-printable character. Okay, so our focus is on hard prefix and hard suffix. This is our focus. Now, what does it mean to hard prefix or to hard suffix? First, let's select our industry. Now, let's move to format. Okay, now I'm going to click on my industry as a column. Then I'm going to go to format, and then I have hard prefix and hard suffix. Now, remember, prefix, we had string value ahead of our column value, and suffix, we had string after our column value. So let's add prefix. So I'm going to add my prefix. So now I want to give it, we have Bollywood, right? So I want to give it actor. Okay, so this is what I want to give it. Yes, or let me change it to celebrity. Celebrity. Okay, I think this is okay. Then, so there's going to be a space in between the two words. So I can use an hyphen for it, or I can put a space. Okay, so now let me use an hyphen and let me click on OK. Now, what do you see? Perfect. As you can see, we have celebrity hyphen Bollywood. Okay, now this is prefix. Okay, we use celebrity hyphen Bollywood. Without the hyphen, is going to join the two words together. Okay, so now let's use suffix. Let's use suffix. Okay, and let's see how it works. So I'm going to head back to my format and I'm going to use suffix. Okay, so to do that now, I'm going to put a space. I've given it a space, just one tap. Then I'm going to give it legend. And that's it. Then click OK. So this will put space in between the two words. So this is how it works. So this is how prefix works. Like I said, this is how we add prefix to our column or suffix. Similarly, we can use suffix to add some string value at the end of the column, just like what we did. So this is how we use prefix and suffix. Thank you. Please kindly subscribe, like, and share for more videos. Thank you.